Okay, so let me share the map back to you guys. You guys had made your way into the vault and made it part way through. Got up to the second level, and you guys were attacked by black ooze that melted, well, not ripped, but melted Rav's arm off. And luckily, Akash had that charm restoration to bring it back. You guys beat up the ooze, and that's where you guys ended. So let me share the map back to you. Incoming. Okay, are you guys still on there? Nope. Okay, I'll have to put you guys back on there. Did you guys get the map?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly where you guys were, so you can place yourselves wherever you want to be.
That's about right for Eldor and I, at least. I think Akasha was to the south past the second pillar.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were still down there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There we go. Alright, guys, so you guys are there. The ooze was just defeated, and actually, on that, you guys, well, alright, babe, can you have Ghost roll a perception for me, please? And you can use his nose if he wants.
Okay.
I'm going to change that music. The torch sound, the popping is irritating.
Okay. Good. Okay. Ghost kind of pops up and over to you guys over here and goes past Eldor and Rav and looks over at you, babe, to let you know that he smells something coming, but he doesn't seem like he's too worried about it, though. And then a second later, you guys actually hear a friendly voice that you recognized before and see Sheena running up the stairs after you guys. She's like, I heard a bunch of commotion. You guys okay? And how the hell did you even get in here?
I think that question is better placed to you. We earned our way in here. How did you get in here?
She says, Charlaxel told me that you guys were heading this way, that you guys had recovered the stone, so I was coming to help you. He's actually on his way here somewhere too. He's just being really fucking slow, apparently. So
I want to roll an insight check. Is she? I don't. That seems extremely suspicious. I want to roll an insight check to see if I believe.
Okay. Go ahead. She seems a little I guess like stoic or whatever or something about it. Like she doesn't seem as excited as she should, I guess, like being in this place or whatever. But from what you can tell, she seems like she's telling the truth. Like she doesn't seem nervous or hostile or anything around you guys. She seems like the same old Sheena. So you don't get the best, read, but.
All right. Well, I guess we'll fill her in then on what I'll fill her in then on what we've seen so far. We haven't seen anything that was, potentially sensitive information anyway. So we'll fill her in a little bit on what we've seen. And that there was a pudding that came out of. By the way, I wanted to actually look at it. So it came out of the wall, but where was the wall that it came out of?
Let me.
Was it this corner over here?
No, it was the part of the wall that had broken down.
Right about over there.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was on the corner there. All right, I want to
walking through there and split through the broken part of the wall. So.
I'll just tell Sheena to come. If she's going to come help, then she can come around and help us look. I want to search the area to see like where it came out of the wall. And is this broken area that's behind me here? Is it rubble and then we can climb over it and there's a hallway, or is that just a wall? It kind of cuts off. It cuts off at a part, and I can't tell if there's like a hallway with rubble in front of it, or if it's just like a chunk in the wall.
Yeah, when you look at that, here we go. You wouldn't even need to roll for this. When you look at it, you see it's just broken out and everything, but then it does get back into some solid wall. So there's not
Okay.
really anything there. It's just a bit bashed up because this place is fucking old as shit. So
Okay. I put this in Discord too, but I gathered some of the ooze from the dead thing to see if I can make anything cool out of it later.
yeah, okay.
You want me to
Yeah,
roll like alchemy or anything for that?
Yeah, actually, go ahead and give me an alchemy check. And you did notice that. Yeah, that's a pretty decent check, I think. Well, you noticed that it was definitely very acidic, but it would. You noticed that it ate through the arrows that were shot at by Eldor. So, coating a weapon, a standard weapon in it, is not exactly going to work. But you'd notice that your spear was able to withstand the burning. So it didn't seem to really even damage it. Really, it singed on there, but it didn't seem to damage it. So, you could probably make something like that if you wanted to out of it, but just be careful touching it because it's very volatile beyond just flesh.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I was
like
originally
an acidic
thinking.
effect. So
I'll tell Eldor too. I was originally thinking this might be useful for bullets, but if it's eating straight through metal, then that's probably not a good idea unless the bullets were somehow enchanted to keep that from happening.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, you
Melt through the
with
slugs.
that, yeah. So
And then
with
and
that,
then the
you were
pistols
able to gather a little
themselves.
bit. So
Yeah.
and then we'll just say with that, Jake, like you can tell that well, I'm not really sure what you'd be able to put it in though, because I don't
Is
think you guys. Do you have any magical vials or anything on you?
Well, it depends on like generally acids like will either eat through metal or glass, usually not, that kind of thing. So like usually for actual acids, in the real world, anyways. Depending they're stored in different ways depending on what it's caustic too.
Okay,
But if
well,
it eats through both, then I would be SOL. Unless I wouldn't try to store it in my spear, and I don't have any kind of magical vials or anything of that sort. So
well, it did say in the NPC record thing that if it gets attacked with a standard weapon, that it melts through standard metal and wood, so spears, swords, and stuff like that. But it didn't say anything about glass. So I think glass would probably be safe. I mean, you tested it, you know, dipping some glass in there to see if it would stay in the vial, just obviously keeping your hand away from the drip, and the glass doesn't seem to be affected by it. So
okay. Then I will take some. I'll be careful with it, keeping an eye on it in case it's like slowly eating through the glass. I don't want to have it melt into my backpack or something.
and if make sure you don't fall on your ass or anything, because if that glass breaks, you're gonna be hurting, and so is everything in your backpack. It'll be gone. So, but you were able to recover a
Okay,
little bit though,
cool.
and that could be some pretty interesting stuff to use, I'm sure, in the future. So
If we can find some means of containing it temporarily, even if it is if glass works, for example, and I can get little glass baubles that I can put it in the front of a bullet and the glass breaks when it hits or something of that sort, that might still be functional. It'd probably
yeah,
be difficult to make, but maybe.
make like little Molotovs out of it or something.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking something useful, but for Eldor's pistols. But even if not that, I still have those displacer beast tentacles and that gibbering mouther flesh and a couple of gazer corpses and things like that. Make something disgusting and grotesque to shoot out of a pistol.
Definitely, like an eyeball-looking bullets. They're acidic.
All right. I'm keeping an eye on Sheena. What is she doing?
She is just carrying along with you guys, checking everything out. She's pretty well, not fully enthralled, but like very interested in the architecture and everything, and surprised that this place is actually as nice as it seems. She just figured it was be like some old rundown, you know, falling apart kind of thing. It is falling apart, but again, there's still some nice architecture left in here. So
It's dwarven, right?
yeah,
Based on
everything
the
you've
pictures
seen
and stuff, the reliefs. Okay.
All right, so the bridge in front of you see G is not there, but there is a door on the other side that is revealed. Yeah, as far as you can see, there's a door on the other side of that bridge over there, but the bridge is pretty broken. There's a good 20, 15 feet missing. So
What are Eldor and Akasha and Ghost doing?
I had intended to come down and take a look at that last bridge before I got attacked by an ooze.
okay.
So
And All right, yeah, as you guys go down there, you guys both notice that this bridge, or there is another bridge in front of you, and it stops at a door. This one damaged, but there is still a walkway through the middle. Again, this all looks pretty old, so you might want to tread lightly, but there is another door at the end, and this is connected still.
All three of them, do the doors look the same?
Let me take a look, double check, but
I mean, we're looking from whatever distance that is. It's probably 100 feet. Maybe a bit more.
Is there a way I can just do a quick Arcana check just down each of these hallways, just to see if I could see any arcane magics or locks of some sort?
yeah, go ahead and do an arcane check for me, please, Sako. And G, the doors they all look about the same. They're all made of adamantine, so metal doors.
Okay.
They're not like nice, not emblazoned, but they don't have the nice patterns and
Embossed, they
stuff
don't
like
have the
those doors.
reliefs.
Yeah, like the ones down there did, but they look like pretty sturdy doors. Or still look to be in pretty good shape. So
Okay.
and you don't feel you don't feel anything arcane going on, Sako. It just feels like a standard old stone and metal doors. So from what you can tell when you look at those doors, they don't seem to have any kind of arcane lock or enchantment or anything on them from what you can tell from here.
And traps of any sort, booby traps, or just some trips of any type?
You don't notice anything magical about the bridges as well either. I mean, they're old and crappy, but that's physical. That's not magical. So from the sense that you get, you got a pretty decent sense of it, and you don't feel anything magical about the bridges. No.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yep. So nothing really arcane about it. Just old and rickety. That one in the middle completely broken, but they are still intact though. Top two or top and bottom one.
I'm
How
just
about-
gonna have.
Go ahead.
I was saying I'm gonna have Ghost keep an eye on Sheena while we're doing stuff.
Okay.
Well, I guess somebody's gonna have to cross it. I was thinking maybe force Sheena across, but that's a little bit dickish if she's not actually like a bad guy. It was just funny that she shows up, in a bad guy way. So I'll go ahead and very carefully try to walk across the middle of the bridge here. Through the middle part, obviously being able to fall.
Okay.
I'll follow behind, but not too closely behind.
Yeah, we can spread the weight out a little bit.
All right, guys.
Is this the bridge we want to try? I know we're already here, but we basically have two options. I mean, three technically if we had to jump across that gap, but that's pretty tough.
This one's fine.
We're good.
All right. Don't need to make any kind of a check, G?
All right. When you guys look at that, you notice again pretty unstable. So who is going to go over first?
I'm going first. Eldor is going some distance behind.
Okay. Then when both of you guys go to cross, please give me a dex check, please. All right, G. When you go, it starts to crumble and crack, but you do get over it. And then Sako, it starts to crumble and crack even more when you step on it, and then it falls and it breaks. So can you give me a dex save, please? Because you are following my cow friend. Nice. Okay. And when you fall, you actually seem to be able to just roll with it somehow and negate too much of negate the damage, so you actually don't even get hurt by that when it falls. Because there was some other, all the rubble falls and you fall with it, and you just don't really land a lot hard, and nothing lands on you, so nothing hits you. But or you don't really get hurt, but you are back down, below. So you gonna walk back up?
Oh, fell down. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
down
gonna go back up, but be more cautious and just wait at the upper.
Okay.
So how big is the hole in the bridge now?
It would have been. It's just like a 5 foot basically area of where Sako was, and so we'll say, let me draw a little thing on there. So like this. Not even that big, but like right in there, like one of those squares there in the middle. So, I mean, if you're very careful, you could try to get over it, and you're lighter than Eldor is. So
That's a simple jump anyway.
there's only like roughly 5 feet of it that fell. The whole thing, weak part didn't start to crumble in. It's just where Sako was standing mostly. So basically, like a 5 foot area. So you could make that jump, but again, unstable ground on both sides. So be careful. But you're also a lot lighter than Eldor is. So